Season 2, Episode 1, Rest Mama, the podcast dedicated to supporting and uplifting moms on their journey through motherhood. I am your host, Agatha, and each week we will explore the joys, challenges, and everything in between that becomes with being a mom. Whether you're a new mom navigating the sleepless nights, a seasoned mama juggling work and family, or anywhere in between, this podcast is for you. Here at Rest Mama, I believe in the power of community, self care, and finding balance amidst the beautiful chaos of motherhood. So join me as I share stories, tips, expert advice, and most importantly, a little bit of rest and relaxation for all the amazing mamas out there. So grab a cup of tea, find a cozy spot, and let's dive into today's episode, which will be um let's find our episode title, y'all, because I had it right here and I looked. Finding Peace and Adventure in 2025 Solo Rest Mama Retreats. And now, the reason why I want to talk about that is because we got a lot of stuff going on this year, y'all. And for those who are very new, my name is Agatha. I am a mama to three. I have a 19-year-old college son. I have a 15 going on 45-year-old daughter. She my twin. She look like me, she act like me, but she'll be 16 this year. And I have a 9-year-old baby boy who is, he completes us. And I have a puppy. Her name is Lady. So yeah, we're busy over here. I was with their dad for about 20 years almost. We were married for a little bit under 12 and we divorced in 2020. And so I've been a single mom ever since. Been single too as well. I ain't dating nobody, I'm single. But you know, I'm loving this life. I've become content in it. Just most recently, I love companionship. I love love. I love being with someone, things of that nature. But I do know that there's a purpose on my life, and distractions need be. I know I would be distracted because I put my all into a relationship if I'm in it. And so there's a lot of things that I got going in my life, and so that's why I'm single. You know, it ain't no suitors, okay? The queue is full, but I just, am focusing on that. I don't know what's going on with my hair. It just literally, I will say this, I'm going from a relaxed hair to very natural. And the natural is just not working for me. I'm going to have to go back to relax. I'm squirreling a bit. A little bit of housekeeping. So, Rest Mama, we are an organization. We do help my niche's moms, especially single moms. I believe in community, self care, retreat, rest, relaxation, whatever in between. Because if you're not good for yourself, you're not going to be good for anybody else. Moms, you can be a married mom, a single mom, a widowed mom. You can be an auntie, grandmama, a cousin who take care of some kids, a godmom, whatever the case may be. If you nurture something, you are welcome in this. But my niche is for single moms, and so the resources that I get from everybody else that supports me goes into a mother in need. I have a Rest Mom collection, a jewelry collection. I actually have a piece on right now. I love my collection, y'all. This is my babies. I am 50% sold out, so I only have maybe one or two pieces of each piece that I have on the website. Here's the website, restmamainc.org. Y'all can go on there. I got necklaces, bracelets, rings, earrings, apparel. I did a sweatshirt for the winter. I have tote bags. Somebody tried to walk away with all my stuff tote bags. Thumbs up. And I'm pretty excited for what February is going to hold and launch. I'm so excited about February. They're so cute. Everything's very dainty and cutesy. I wear this stuff in the shower because I ain't Tiffany yet. So maybe I'm gonna get there. But sturdy material, no fading, no tarnishing, and things of that nature if you treat it right and you care for your jewelry properly. Also, too, as well, I am an author. I wrote 4 books. Two of them are cookbooks. You got one who's Coming with Aggie. It's 8 years old. I cannot believe. There's a little weather and tether because I keep it in my kitchen. I do still cook out of these books sometimes when I need a recipe or I forgot something. I was like, oh, that sounds good. I want to cook it. It's in this book. Coming with Aggie. Coming with Aggie. Coming with Aggie actually birthed my purpose. I've been in this realm for a very long time when it comes to organization wise. It started off as a record label. I managed rap artists. I love music. So I managed rap artists with my then husband. It turned into a management company, turned into a food company where I created these cookbooks, things of that nature, and turned back into a management company. And now it's Rest Mama. It's solely for mamas. And all of that build up to where I am now. And I thank God that I went through all of that in order for me to be here. Because baby, I could tell you I can tell you how much studio time costs. I can show you how to cook a meal under $5, and I can tell you how to start your business and manage your business, baby. All of this is what led up to this. The second book is Feed. This book I wrote in 2019, so it is a little bit young, but this book actually was big factor in my life. It kind of went viral. I sold over 1,500 copies of this book, I think. My church was doing a giveaway and they were giving away groceries to anybody that need, like it was no number at all. And so I paired it with my book and I was able to give away 350 copies of my cookbook. People still email me and ask me, hey, are you giving away copies of your cookbook? Because I need to know how to feed my people under $5. And literally what I would do was I traveled a lot during this time frame, and so I would go to different countries, get meals, and come back home and try to fix these meals on a budget. One of the dishes was a South African fish dish that I got when I was in South Africa, and came home and show you how to cook that same dish that cost me $40, $7, and it can feed your family of four. So Feed is a good book if you're looking for easy recipes for under $5. Literally, when I tell you, you can take $5 if you make these like this and be able to put stuff up. Okay. My third book is my journal. I actually created this journal for myself. It's 30 Days of Motivation, a journey for success, self-discovery, and growth. It has prompts, it has notes, and your daily tasks. You can text you how you're feeling today. You can put in your mood. I created it for myself because I always buy journals, but hey, it's available if you guys want to grab a copy, do so. And then if y'all want to know the business about me, if you want to be nosy, because I not as traumatic as a lot of people's lives, but it was traumatic enough for me where it developed abandonment issues for me. I lost a lot of people that are very, very close to me. They died when I needed them the most. Talks about my marriage and how traumatic that ended. Being isolated, living in the Middle East, a lot. You want to know? Perseverance. This book, the title actually was, I had gotten this title not knowing that it wasn't supposed to be for that purpose. But I got, when I received the title, I thought that the book was supposed to be for me, my marriage surviving 7,000 miles, because I was living in America and my then husband was living overseas and it was 7,000 miles in between. No, baby, this book was about me walking. This is the cover is actually me in Bali because I had a mental breakdown and I booked a one-way ticket to Bali and I left my kids in America. I'm smiling and laughing about it and everybody thinks it's funny because it was like, yeah, you really did that. But I did. I was that deep, and this is me walking away from it all, right? But as you can see, the paradise on the other side, I'm walking into something that is very much beautiful. And I say take that to say because of what has been happening in 2025. Started off like, hey, what we drinking this year? Moonshine? Because one year was hold my beer, the next year was hold my wine, the next year was hold my whiskey. Baby, we on moonshine at this point. They literally is about to go to get into unsolicited drugs at this point because if it goes on, continues on like this for the next year, I don't know where the world will be. And people say, "Oh, it's the end of times, it's the next year." I get that, I understand that. Jesus has been coming back ever since I was a little girl. Okay, at the end of the day, we know He's coming back. We know the world is going. We know the world is going, whatever. But I refuse to live in that fear and that anxiety and that depression. I just refuse to it. But 2020 five started out really rough. We had New Orleans, we had Las Vegas, and now we have LA. LA literally is very close to me because I was just out there for Christmas, and roads that I drove down are no longer there, which is crazy. Houses are no longer there. People lost everything. I was having a conversation with my person, and I'll say my person because we're figuring stuff out. But they were just basically saying like it is burning down right in front of our eyes. And I had to come off of social media. It snowed in Atlanta on the 10th, and that was my small pocket of peace. And I realized that I want to keep that feeling for the rest of the 2020 years. I came off of social media because every post that you scroll on is there, baby. Is there. And it's so devastating. And especially when it hits close to home because my actual family is out there. My brother's out there. They're safe. They evacuated. Their home is safe. But still, just the trauma of them knowing other people and me taking on that, listening to them and FaceTiming them and seeing just the desperation in their eyes and the sadness in their eyes because their friends are affected is traumatic in a sense. And so I said I'm gonna come off of this social media because I got a lot of stuff I got going on for Risk Mama and I don't want to take that anxiety to have it stall or distract me for what I'm supposed to do, right? So last night I have dance parties for me. When I turn on my music, my kids know not to bother me, not to talk to me, not to do anything. Office hours are closed. Mamas, get y'all some office hours and stick to it and stand on business. Okay. Last night I was having my dance party and I was, enjoying myself or whatever. And it was a moment where I needed to write. I love to write. I love to journal. I have to get those thoughts out. Part of it maybe be manifestation for some of you guys, but it literally me is speaking to myself and it has to be on paper. I have to physically write the words to know that this is what I'm declaring over my life. I can't physically say it, verbally say it and or type it or whatever. I have to the motions but because the motions from the pen hitting the paper come from the brain and it has to be so whatever my heart is speaking goes up to my brain and comes out through paper, right? That's how I'm scrolling a bit, but I'm coming back. But Isaiah 61:3, I'm not really churchy, y'all. I'm not that type of person. I love Jesus, I love God, I am a Christian, but I'm not really churchy. But this actual um scripture came to me and it's so needed in what we have going on, especially with the fires. And there's not just necessarily fires in LA, baby. There are fires going on all over the world right now. Places have been on fire overseas well before LA fire started. Let's just clock that. This scripture came to mind. Isaiah 61:3 says, to all who mourn he will give a crown of beauty for ashes, a joyous blessing instead of mourning, festive praise instead of despair. And so people kind of interpret the ashes as a symbol for mourning of loss, natural disaster, repentance, whatever. And the mourning of loss can be people, it can be things, it can be relationships, whatever. And a lot of people interpret the verse meaning that God will exchange those ashes for beauty, and that you can receive this beauty by giving God your hurts and your pains, right? So, whatever you believe in, whatever the case may be, just know that the beauty for ashes is going to be given to what was lost is going to be returned to you. What you don't have anymore is going to be given back to you in whatever capacity that is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people lost everything in LA. People, they're not going to be covered by insurance. It's going to take a while to rebuild, but just like how people rebuild through tornadoes in the Midwest, just like how people rebuild through blizzards in the North, just like how people rebuild through hurricanes on the East Coast and the southern states in the Caribbean, LA will be able to rebuild. Thankfully enough, that is one of the wealthiest states in America. It's going to take some time. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, your beauty for ashes is coming, but it is going to come. And so I wrote that because I took that as an interpretation for me. Because, like I said, I take on the cares of the world and things of that nature. And ain't nothing going on with Agatha. Everything is good. I got everything sorted out, y'all. 2024 drugged me. And by the end of 24, I say around October, it became one of the most breathable times for me. But from January until October, I held my breath. When I tell you literally held my breath, I held my breath. And so I think about all the things that I lost prior to that, in 2023 and 2022 and 2021 and 2020 and 2019, 2018, 2017, all those years that I lost things that burned to the ground. God has replaced those ashes with beauty. And so I wanted to kind of like hit on that just a little bit and know um, that's where we got to go for 2025. And so if you don't know where to start, you got to start with yourself. The whole thing about TikTok going away, baby, that that is so funny to me, baby, because we was crashing out over there on that app. Like, how can you take away an app? But the fact that people have something that gives them peace and gives them joy and it's just being snatched away from them, what are you going to do to replace it? Because even though something goes away, we always replace it with something else. And we try to replace it with things that are positive and not negative, y'all. Don't be trying to out here doing negative stuff to replace something that you've lost. So basically, what Rest Mama has always been geared towards is finding peace and adventure in 2025. But that's what I kind of built this company off of. Like each month, I want to take a group of women, moms, this, that, and the third, and just give them just a day that they don't necessarily give themselves. And you ain't got to worry about nothing but showing up, baby. Get there and everything will be taken care of for you. So it is time, mama, to put yourself first. We are diving in the transformative power of solo retreats. Whether you're craving like peace, adventure, or a little bit of both, we're going to pack this inspiration and actual tips that's going to help you plan just the perfect getaway for yourself. And actually, I'm going to be sharing something at the end of this podcast, so you stick around because you might want to know what it is. It's going to be very exciting. You can't pour from an empty cup, so you got to take care of yourself, right? Like for me, I realized the Bali, this picture right here, I was empty. I was burnt. I was managing multi-million dollar companies, nonprofits. I had maybe about 5 or 6 clients. I was running a publishing company too as well. So that clientele, I managed about 40 people in that company. And I had maybe well over, I had personally me about 10 clients at that point in time, but I had taken on the contractors that I hired to be consultants. They left the company, so I had to take on all of their work. So in the end, I probably had about 50 clients myself. On top of that, being a single mom, on top of that, having a 9 to 5, on top of that, running my own business too as well. Because I have, not only do I have Rest Mama, but I have a telecommunications business and a little bit more things that I kind of dip and dab in every once in a while or whatever the case may be. They're active businesses, but yeah. So when I wrote this book in 2024, this book actually was being written back in 2017. No, I would say it may have started in 2015 when I moved to Middle East in 2014. So probably about 2015. This book was already started, written. I wrote this book, maybe rewritten this book maybe about 5 times, but it started off in 2020. But that book right there. But this is 2019. I was in Bali. I was empty. I had 3 babies. I had just Carter was maybe 2. He's about to turn 3. Yeah, he's about to turn 3. So he was 2 years old. I was still breastfeeding him. I had that. I had, like I said, managing businesses, things of that nature. I worked a 9 to 5 because I was working at a insurance company that was very strict on policies and procedures. And I was burnt. I was completely burnt. I had left the insurance company to work full time with a ministry, a church that allowed me to do the other things, but I still was catching up from the years prior, right? I was empty. I sat in that at this very computer. This computer was in my office. This desk was in my office. I sat in this desk in my office and literally booked a one-way trip to Bali. I was done. I that was on a Wednesday. I was leaving on a Sunday. Saturday, I told my mama, I said, I'm going to Bali. She said, when you coming back? No, she said, okay. When you coming back? I said, I don't know. I booked a one-way trip. I said, I'll be there and I'll figure it out and I'll send for my kids. I just need you to. My family said, okay. My friend at the time, she said, all right. I said, I put enough food in the freezer that I can put in there. I'll send money whenever I get money back. Call their daddy. Out. I remember at that airport, I was with 2 of my other friends and they were stressed. And they was like, you got a one-way ticket to buy. Are you coming back? I don't know. The lady was like, you got to have a return flight. I said, I don't know if I'm coming back to America right now. She said, well, you got to go somewhere, baby. I said, well, how long I can stay in Bali? She said, about 90 days. I said, oh, okay. I went on there. I didn't even purchase a ticket. I just reviewed a ticket, like pulled up a ticket like I was about to purchase. I said, here you go right here. She said, okay, that's good enough. She looked at me and she knew. She looked at my friends and she knew, oh, this girl is about to crack. I got on that airplane. I wrapped my face up. I ain't had no cares in the world. Love you, mean it, kids. I'll be back. I'll send for you when I'm ready. I remember landing and my brother called me. He said, we got you. He said, take all the time you need. And in that moment, I breathed. When I tell you, I took the biggest sigh and I was able to breathe. My friend was over there. She was doing a kingdom building retreat and she had already asked me to come speak about it. And I was just like, yeah, no, I can't make it. I ain't got no funds. And so I end up going, and I was like, I guess I can talk to the people. But I told her, I said, this is actually for me too. I'll tell people, I teach people how to set up their businesses standard. I do a small little workshop, but I really want to come and just rest. Baby, she set me up in my own villa and took care of me that whole time. I remember Breast Mama was actually birthed, but I didn't have a name to it at that point in time. I was still operating in my management company. And there was a scripture. It was somewhat similar to Isaiah 61:3. I can't remember the scripture. It's downstairs in my Bible. And then there was a picture that another person that was there, he is a brand manager too, and he drew a picture, and I got it tattooed on me in Bali as a symbol of, baby, you can't go back. When you go back to wherever you going, or when them kids come, you can't go back to what your life was before. That was when my cup was empty, and I could not take care of myself. And I'm creating this to let you guys know that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You got to take care of yourself first. Burnout in moms is at an all-time high. You got to think, if you're a mom or even a woman in general, and if you're single, then you still deal with a lot of things, right? If you don't have, you may have a dog or plant mom or whatever the case may be, you still take care of something. You got to take care of yourself, your bills, things of that nature. But it is just something about being a mom and having to take on all of it. It is not 80/20, 50/50, 70/30, whatever the case may be. At some capacity, and especially if you're a single mom and you don't have that extra support in the home, you don't have a village, you don't have a tribe, you don't have family, you don't have friends that can come and help and support you. It is a lot. Burnout is real. And if you don't think that you're not burnt out, sit back and think, when was a moment that you could take time for yourself to rest without uninterrupted time for yourself? That you're always going in the middle of you sitting down when it snowed on the 10th. I was off for the 4 days. I didn't move from my couch. Every time I got ready to get up, I was like, oh, dang, I need to shoot this podcast. Oh, dang, I need to write a post. Oh, dang, I need to do something for Rest Mom. I need to do content. I need to figure out the next inventory. I need to sit down. You rest for these 4 days. Because, baby, it's grind time come now until I tell you to rest again, right? So rediscovering and your identity beyond this parenthood is very important, right? When you're burned out, you lose track of who you are. My hair, even like getting your hair done or getting your nails done, like those things are cool. That's part of self-care. But what I'm talking about is like mental self-care, emotional self-care, physical self-care. If it's going to the gym, which I need to get back in, if it's going to Pilates, yoga, whatever the case may be, center yourself around that, right? For me, it's doing my hair. I love my hair. My hair is gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? It's thick as hell though. And yesterday I took about 3 hours to do my hair, to wash it, to detangle it, to blow dry it, to flat iron it, to curl it. And right now that's why it's all over the place, because I'm going from a relaxed state to a natural state, and it's a little bit more hard to maintain versus than if it was relaxed. It wouldn't be doing all those things. But literally, I felt great. And I put on some lashes. I put on, so I ain't put on no foundation, but I put on some concealer. I put on some sun protected, my little tint, my moisturizing tint. And my daughter came downstairs. She said, oh, wait. She said, she did a little shoulders. Oh, where you going? I said, nowhere. She said, so what you getting all dressed up for? Like, you got your hair done, you got lashes on, like, you got on clothes. What you doing, sis? Because that's how she talked to me. And I said, oh, nothing, sis. I just would have felt like getting myself together because my hair been in a high ponytail for the past month. But even just that, and being around the house, and I cooked an amazing dinner for these kids, and I had my dance party, like that was a retreat in myself. So it's very important that you guys do that. The types of solo retreats that I'm thinking of though for Rest Mama, and here's the announcement. You guys ready? Next month, we are hosting a spa retreat for some well-deserving mamas. If you want to be included in the number, let me know. You can email me, DM me, whatever the case may be. Go on my website, send a message, whatever. I have a chat that's available for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where we take women for a spa day. There's a lot of people that haven't been to the spa, that literally hasn't had a massage, that hasn't had, just being pampered, hadn't really sat inside of a spa. Like I know women that haven't been to a spa and sat there and in the robe and getting a massage. And that's what Rest Mama is treating a couple of women to next month. I'm super excited. It's like around the month of love, and I love loving on people and loving on people. I love. Let's see who's gonna do the hard. But we're gonna be doing that. My biggest getaway for the 2025 season or the year is taking Well Deserved. I'm gonna sponsor about 5 women to go on a trip to Thailand, and it's gonna be I'm partnering with another company, and we're gonna, explore and hike and eat, and we're gonna do the medical thing where we get everything worked up on us, scans, blood work, whatever the case may be that you can't get in America. You got to pay thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars for. You're gonna be able to do that. It's gonna be the most amazing trip ever. So that one is at the end of this year. I can't wait to provide more information about it. But then in between, I'm going to sprinkle in like little workshops, classes, photography. We may have a day where people just come and create content. People just come and, free of charge. And then I do want to do like some camping. I do want to stay in cabins. I love to fish. I love outdoor things. I want to go to, dang it, I just lost track of it. But I want to take people to not the rodeo, but the shows with the cowboys and they do the stepping. I love to do that. Like I love a good line dance, baby. So I want to do those type of things. But finding something, even if you don't participate within Rest Mama, right? Finding something that meets your style and do it. Dedicate. One thing that me and my friends that I love that we do, if we don't, we used to meet every week, but we used to be up in each other's faces every week if we could. But life has gotten to us. Seasons are different for a lot of people. A lot of my friends right now, one just had a baby, one just started a relationship, one's just trying to get a life together. 2 of us trying to get our lives together, whatever the case may be. So it's been very hard with work, kids, schedules, and things of that nature. But each month we dedicate one day for us. And so even if it's that, just dedicating one day for yourself. I do that. I take myself out to eat all the time. My little retreat sometimes is going to my little dive bar or even going to my very fancy restaurant where the bill gonna be $125, $200. I'm gonna do that for myself, and I just, require, like I want you guys to set your intention. Why are you doing this? Don't just be doing it just to be doing it, but the reasoning that's behind you doing it. Because, like I said, you can't pour for an empty cup because you're not going to be good for other people around you. If you have kids, if you have a husband, if you have parents, I'm in the middle of that stage where I'm 41 years old. I have kids. Not only that, one is in college, one is about to go to college, and one gonna be with me for a little while longer. He's a baby. But then I have parents who one is severely disabled and one who is almost exhausted and burned out by taking care of her husband, my dad. And so I'm having to take care of them, making sure their needs are met, making sure my kids' needs are met. And me, I'm just in between. Like I said, I told y'all before, I'm single. I don't have anybody to take on or take a load off of me right now. So I need to know how to navigate and balance that so I won't be burned out again. So I won't be walking down the pavement in the jungle in Bali again. Because baby, if I go, I'm never coming back. Never coming back. And so I want you to just think about setting your intentions on what your retreat is going to look like. If you do have that support where you can call somebody over and say, hey, I need y'all to come over here and watch these kids, watch this child. I I just gotta take some time for myself. And when I say take some time for yourself, that don't mean go run errands for your household. That don't mean go to the grocery store. That don't mean to go to Target. That literally means take a book, take a journal, go sit by a stream or a lake. Or book that spa appointment. You've been trying to get your hair and your nails done, book them appointments. You know what I'm saying? You need your wax, do that. But don't go run the errands because a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to need some time. Then I need to go. Then you end up at the grocery store, you at Target buying stuff for the kids. That's not a retreat, baby. That's still stuff that you have to do for your family. What I'm saying is put your phone on do not disturb. My person, he was like, well, I need to know what do not disturb is. I need to have that type of life. You can swipe your phone down and put it on do not disturb. And I was like, you at a focus group, so your calls are gonna come through, your texts are gonna come through anyway. But sometimes sometimes I don't even answer those. I'll answer it when I get to it. I'm living my life that way. And wellness is the key to all everything. Right now, I saw just right before 2025, everybody was talking about like 2025 needs to be the year of healing. Baby, we said it every year. When are we going to really take on that task of really knowing what healing looks like? And you can heal and be with people and do other things and still focus on your career and life. But when are you going to really just narrow down everything when it comes to, see, I need to rest because I got to go to work tonight. I need to really be asleep because I got to get these kids in another hour. But just really focusing on what that looks like. Wellness is going to be the key for us, y'all. I don't think the world is not going to stop. We went from everything in between. I've lived through it all, from the development of computers to cell phones to the recession crashing, the bank crash, to the panini, and now to everything just literally wiping off the earth. I am not going to take it into 2025, baby. I didn't set no resolutions for myself. I ain't say I was gonna lose 20 pounds. I ain't say I was gonna make X amount of dollars. Baby, I said I'm just gonna live and be happy and healthy and whole, not exhausted. I'm not gonna take on anxiety. I refuse to live the way that I've been living, struggling to get by. I'm not doing any of that. I'm putting more focus, and it's not a hustle and a grind and I got to hustle hard and I got to get 5,000 jobs. I'm not even doing that, baby. God provision, He gonna provide whatever direction that I need to go. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna be obedient to it. When the Holy Spirit told me to lock in and be attentive and have assertiveness and have an opening ear to what I'm being told, it is very important that I do that. And I suggest that you guys do that too. Get to a place to where you can hear what you need to hear so you can do what you need to do. The cares of this world are going to be on you because of the open availability of social media. I love social media to death. I don't think I would have met majority of my friends if it wasn't for social media. Kid you not. I know people all over this world in just about almost every country. I have one person I met in Bali. We have the same name and we keep in contact with each other because I met her when I was in Bali. You got to know what that rest and that retreat looks like. And we're going to take on adventure this year. No hold bars. You know what I'm saying? If you go to that wine festival, go to that beer festival, go to that, it's dry January. I don't know why I said all that, child. I know some. But anyway, go to a festival. Go to a music festival. You ain't been to a concert in a while. Go to a concert, even if it's by yourself. I went to a concert from a very known artist that literally got me through my divorce because music heals me and helps me with my soul. And he was in Atlanta and I went to his concert. And baby, I went by myself. I stood by myself. Everybody was in there with somebody except for me. I kid you not. I'd almost left. And then I end up running into somebody else that follows me on social media for a very long time. And we've communicated. We've, responded on each other's posts and things of that nature. And I met her, and it was so good to just experience that with her. But we were both there by ourselves. Go. You know what I'm saying? Commit to it. You're going to need it. Because LA is not going to be the last thing that's going to happen this year, baby. I guarantee it. And it's going to be more devastation. It's going to be more hurt. It's going to be more pain. It's going to be a lot of ash. And we need to turn all of that of what we've been through into beauty. Okay. So I want to ask this question to those that are listening. What is your dream retreat destination? If you have one and you post it, use the hashtag Rest Mama Retreat 2025 if you can so I can see it. You never know. There may be something that I will be hosting that is your dream retreat that you may get access to it. I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway. It's going to be a two-part thing. You're going to get some goodies from Rest Mama, things of that nature. So make sure you follow my social medias. You can follow both my personal and my business, the Rest Mama's page. The personal is on a little hiatus. I'm taking a break. but the business page is still going to be active. I'm actually going to have somebody monitor that one until I come back officially on social media, and it probably won't be until March when I'm fully back live. But the personal page, if you see anything posted on the personal page, it's because they're cross posting. So the person's gonna be cross posting. They're gonna be posting Maria's mama, but they're gonna collaborate with my personal page. So make sure you follow both. On the website, there are gonna be notifications, things of that nature. The giveaway is gonna be there. People can go in and register and everything like that. If you're a want to be part of my mailing list, we're gonna start that this year because I started Res Mama November 2024, so I haven't started the whole email chain and things of that nature for the newsletter and stuff like that. We're going to be working on that pretty soon. It's going to be a lot more details when it comes to Res Mama. I'm going to be in a lot more things as far as articles, so be on the lookout for that. But I am doing a giveaway. So like I mentioned before, the February event is pretty much have an idea of who's going to come. But if you want to, by all means, email me, message me, let me know. If you're in Atlanta, you have to be in Atlanta because we're not paying for you to come to Atlanta. But if you are in Atlanta, you can get to Atlanta and you feel like I'm in dire need and I really, really need this, let me know. We'll see what we can do. But right now, I think that piece is already kind of picked and chosen. But for the the big trip that we have this next year, I know I said I'm hosting 5 ladies, right? So I have 5 spots, 5 locations. The 5 spots are going to be handpicked people that I choose or Risk Mama chooses or whatever the case may be, right? But I am going to do a giveaway to offer one more spot. So be on the lookout for that giveaway. And then also you'll get a bundle. There's also a second giveaway that I'm going to be doing where you give a bundle pack and there's some things you have to do. So make sure you follow both social medias, things of that nature. And yeah, remember, like, rest isn't a luxury. Like, it is necessary. And until the next time, I want you to take care of yourself because you definitely deserve it. We are here to help you know what that looks like, know what that feels like, know what that means, to take away the guilt. Because there's a lot of mommy guilt. I was doing something the other day, that happenings of the world, and I was talking to the kid's daddy, and he works for the military or whatever case may be. I just got to go see. Makes me smile, but he got a message or whatever, and he was just telling me, just like, so where I'm going with that, just kind of threw me at. Where I'm going with that is, and I'll talk about this in another episode. I may have talked about it in a previous episode, but for me, my family, we've always been about having a plan because we are so scattered out. My brother's in LA. Me and myself and my parents are in Atlanta, but my parents stay about 30 minutes from me. I'm here. And then the kid's dad stays in New York. And so, but like I said, we're cordial to one another. We co-parent well and does still care about his family. My daughter told him the other day, she said, God bless you and your family. And I said, girl, you are his family. But he has another wife and kids and stuff like that, right? But he does really care about our safety and concern. One thing about that man, baby, he may not have been a great husband for me, or he was a good friend, but he may not have been a great husband. But baby, he don't play. If I call him up and I tell him that I got some about to go down, he will have somebody here at my front step to handle it. Like, no holds bars. Other things he moves slow on, but when it comes to the safety of this house, that man don't play. And I appreciate that. I said I gotta take what I can take. But he was telling me like how important it is to us to put our plans back into action. So for me and my kids, we have a fire plan, we have a home invasion plan, we have a natural disaster plan, we have a safety plan in the event that something happens while we're driving or they're not with me. We have just I've instilled all these type of plans, right? So when LA was going on, he was just telling me, he gets into that whole thing. Anyway, he was like, make sure you go over the action plan with the kids and let me know what the plan is. So I'll know on my end and then share it with everybody, your family, whatever. So an example would be that because I work, whatever, and my kids are at home sometimes when I'm at work. that if something happens while I'm at work and it takes me an hour to get to them, what are they supposed to do? There's a meeting point that we have. Say if they're at home and somebody tries to break in the home, there are action words that they know to go get the pew pew. Like, and I train them and I teach them the importance of what those things is. The other day, I had to tell my daughter, okay, this is the new plan, because at first those responsibilities was on her brother, which is the oldest boy, but he's off at college. So now you need to know what I've spoken with him about, because now you're the oldest one in the house. If I'm, going to the grocery store, anything can happen in a matter of minutes. Okay. So you need to know these type of things. So he was going over that with me as well. And basically just, knowing what that plan is and what that looks like. And I'm going to tell you, you got to have it in place. But here's also the thing. If your mind is not rested and you're not free of any and everything, you're not going to be able to know and do those particular type of things, right? And so, I share that at this end piece because I felt like I needed to share that. But it's just very important to make sure that you have that communication in place, regardless of whatever it is. Somebody needs to know where you are, following locations, things of that nature. But also to be selfish in a sense for yourself and knowing that you need this. That's how we started off 2025. Rest retreats. Even if you don't do it with Rest Mama, do it for yourself, baby. Because you got to be beneficial and know what you got going on. And then, my person is, the person that's in my life definitely looks out for me and my family and ensures that we are taken care of, we are safe, anything that I need, if I'm safe or whatever the case may be, just knowing that I'm taken care of is pretty much, what is needed for me in this sense in this year. But I want y'all to kind of take into that, okay? Be on the lookout for, like I said, the giveaway, the challenge. Make sure you communicate with me. What is your dream retreat destination? You never know. I used to be, I don't want to say used to be. I am a travel, I don't want to say travel expert, experience leader. So the company that I'm partnering with, I actually used to work for them and I was experienced leader, and I would go to the countries where they will host their retreats and their group travels and things of that nature and be the host. So that person, the owner of the company, would put the retreat together, curate the trip, and then I'm there to entertain, host, ask questions. You come to me if you have any questions. Don't ask them. So I was an experienced leader. And then I do have, Rest Mama actually has a place where you can actually go and book travel. I can help you with that if you need it. So whatever your dream retreat destination, if you post it up on it, if you're on it, just tag hashtag Rest Mama Retreats 2025 on it. And look out for the giveaways, and commit to planning a solo retreat for yourself, even if it's outside of Rest Mama. Don't look for, oh well, Rest Mama's having something and I want to be the one to win the free trip or whatever the case may be. No, do it for yourself, please. Make sure that you have that done. Um, and everything. And don't worry about the mom guilt. Because I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, with the mom guilt, them kids be all right. They be living the time of their lives when they with their grandparents. My mama ain't had McDonald's money. The other day I said something and I said, oh, I need to go get it. Baby, she had it at the door for her grandchild. Get rid of that mom guilt, because where they are, you put them in the protection of somebody who you trust and you love and you know they're gonna take care of your child. Baby, you need to go overcome that. Don't let that alter you or hinder you from doing what you can do, because when you go and you rest and you retreat and you reprieve yourself from the day-to-day things or whatever you got going on, when you come back, you're a better person for them kids. Okay, all right, I'm gonna wrap this up because we are almost at 50 minutes. I'm so glad I didn't do an album. I'm so thankful. They won't be this long, y'all, but this is season 2, episode 1 of Rest Mama, a podcast. I love y'all, mean it. Make good choices. Be a leader. Don't be average. Be savage. Keep Christ first in your hearts. Ladies, you're beautiful. Fellas, y'all got that. Solo retreats, because we're going to need it for the year 2025. That's what we're starting off with. And always remember, this is not a race. This is a marathon, and it always continues. All right. Love y'all, mean it. Bye.